Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Jonathan.
Welcome to Hot Lava Sports, and today's episode is previewing the Padres 2024 season.
All right, Max, let's kick it off.
All right. The end of the season was not how we wanted it to be, but there's a lot to be encouraged about.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you just mentioned, the season last for the Padres was not what anyone thought it would have been, from fans to analysts to MLB in general. But if I had to take one thing good about that, was last September, the last month of baseball for the Padres. They went 19-7 in the month of September, which was a good month in any month for baseball. It didn't make them to go to the postseason, didn't make them to the playoffs, but I think 19 wins and 7 losses in that last month will be good moving towards next season. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, just knowing what you're working with, who's managing, adding pieces here and there, and there's a chance that we're going to get another big name player with that money we saved from Juan Soto. Juan Soto is a different level player, but you can't replace Juan Soto at once, but you can have a collective effort that will produce. And there's times where if Juan Soto wasn't playing his best, we couldn't get a hit. And so we need more people to be consistent.
Just pass the baton, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one-man army to do everything, which I think that's the thing. We'll talk a little bit more later in this podcast, but I think one thing the Padres did struggle is who was the captain of the team? Who was the leader of the team? You have so many big names. Who is really the captain? As a fan, we don't know. But last season, when they made the postseason, 2021? 2022, when they made the postseason, that was crazy when Manny was the captain, right? You could see it in the clubhouse. You could see it in the dugout that Manny was the guy, and he carried the team. We beat the Dodgers. We kept moving. That was a great postseason for them. But now, who is the main guy? I think that was a struggle of last season.
Yeah, and also to add on to that, once Schilt got introduced as manager, it just seemed like the city was behind that move. The players are excited. It just seems like a manager who's had a success record when he was in St. Louis, and he's gonna be able to. He has the experience. So now, what do you think is our biggest need?
So we're looking right now at the 40-man roster, right? At the Padres 40-man roster, and outfielders, right? I think that's the big one. We cover the infield. Infielders, we have so many infielders. We have so many catchers, 1, 2, 3, and pitchers. I think we're fine with pitchers, right? Outfielders, as of right now, we have Tatis and Ozokar. Those are the only guys that are in the roster for next season. Who do we need? A center fielder, right? Mm-hmm. And who can that be? One of the top agents still there. It's Cody Bellinger. Yeah. I'm not saying we need him, but it'll be nice to have him because he knows Petco Park. He's played there so many times with the Dodgers when he was with the Dodgers, and he has a. Does he have a Gold Glove? I think, right?
Oh yeah,
a couple of them, right?
And he won an MVP.
MVP. So this guy is still in his prime, and he did great with the Cubs last season. So can we do something with this? Can we saved a lot of money with Soto, so can we, Max? What do you think?
Yeah, and another thing that I'm looking at this free agent list. You know who's a free agent? Mm-hmm. Former Dodger Enrique Rodriguez.
Wow, I did not know that. Wow. And where would you put him if he was what would you put him?
We could put him at center. We could put him at left.
Okay.
He could play all three. We need those versatile players.
And like that utility guy, right?
Yeah.
That if something happens to one of our stars, they can fill in and be comfortable with that position. Talk about comfortability. Jake Cronenworth. I have to put that in name because he played a lot of second, right? We signed Bogarts. Where do you put Kim? Well, Kim's playing second now, right? Well, what are we going to do with Jake? He's not a DH player, so you had to put him at first base. And that's the thing where I felt like Jake was not comfortable.
That took a toll on him.
Took a toll on him, and you could see it with his hitting and his fielding. He's not a first baseman. And he's not a first baseman where first basemen can actually hit pretty hard, right? Can get that slugging in there. Jake was comfortable at second base and going back to last season where they made the postseason. Where was he playing at? Second. That's where he's comfortable at. That's where he can... You might like, well, okay, that's just outfielding, but that leads towards hitting. If you're comfortable with fielding, you're more comfortable with hitting, or vice versa. So, yes, we need a utility guy that can play a little bit everywhere, and Jake is not the guy should be at first base. So maybe, like you said, Cody Bellinger, center fielder, maybe we can look at a DH guy or a first base that can fill it in.
And if you go farther down the list, there's a lot of good... quality free agents. There's what's his name? Tim Anderson. I know he plays. Is he outfield or infield?
He's infield.
Yeah, infield. And then also CJ Cron. Like there's just a lot of players we can move around. That's what we need.
Yeah, and like you said, like Tim Anderson, I think he's a second shortstop for the White Sox, but we need utility guys, and I think the main ones we're looking for is outfielders and a DH/first baseman. Mm-hmm. I think pitching we're fine now because of the whole Yankees got. Yeah. They literally gave us the whole pitching staff, and then catching we're fine. Luis Capistrano is doing great, and we have Ethan Salas doing really well in the minors, and he can move up sooner than later, right? So.
Oh, and you know who I'm licking my chops at a free agent? Jock Peterson.
Yeah, you're right.
He's right there, and he's affordable.
And again, he knows Petco Park, a former Dodger again. So and San Fran, so he knows the whole West Coast really.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be mad that he's affordable. He won't be too much. So
let Pearl Man go.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. I think. Those two guys, if we get someone, those two guys, again, we're hypothetically speaking here.
That fits a huge hole.
It's going to fit a huge hole in the outfield, and they can hit, right? Jock Peterson, he does great in some, clutch games, So, we'll see what happens, right? But outfielders for sure we need.
Yeah. And do you think the Padres... will be able to start fast and be able to do what we were expecting them to do from day one, which is win a World Series. That's obviously a hefty goal, but it's not a goal that's too big for this city.
No, not at all. I mean, I think that's the right mindset.
And how Manny talked about it is he extended an extension to retire as a San Diego Padre.
Of course, and that's what you think you should do. I think that's the main goal is to have that one mindset of, hey, I want that World Series. We need to have a team around that area and have that chemistry there, as we talked about earlier. But no, we should have that opportunity. Hey, let's go this now, and that's what happened last season. I think the Padres had too much on their shoulder, and they should expect what everyone thought was win the division, first of all, and win a World Series. So I feel like now I think it's less of that, less. So maybe that can help them go over that mountain and do something with the season.
Yeah, and it's just exciting to see the fans show up every single night and day.
Yes.
Even at day games, they have close to 37, 38.
On a Wednesday afternoon where everyone's supposed to be working or school.
At a 1 o'clock start time.
Yeah, exactly. And you see them have a good attendance.
And you have fan bases that will say, oh, it's a work day. Well, we sell it out. And people show up, the community's behind them, and and of course, we haven't really talked about is the Padres' role in the community.
Oh, a big community. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, like they go to schools, they donate, they improve lives off and on the field, and they put a great product and they're representing the city.
Right. No, it's good for the community. It helps San Diego out a lot. But yeah, I mean, for the Padres again, what do you think we should? One thing you said you wanted to add, what would it be, or do you think they should look forward to?
I think we should take a close look at our bullpen because that's what hurt us down the stretch. That was our strength at one point.
It was our strength that one, yeah, for sure.
And but yeah, like just adding an arm or two here, will be really big for our success. And it's going to be interesting to see how the new hitting coach will work with the offense.
Yeah, and that's what last season we were hurting is couldn't get hits and couldn't.
We didn't have a hitting coach.
We couldn't. Yeah, so maybe this could be a little bit of a boost, and it can't go worse from there, right? So, no, I think it's good. I feel for me though, what I want to see for this coming season is like that brotherhood chemistry vibe where they shouldn't be stressed about performing the way people thought they would, and that's what I felt last season.
Just play baseball.
Just play baseball, have fun out there, and like let's do something. I think 2022 was a great year for the Padres. No one even thought they were going to make postseason, right? Or maybe they did, but didn't think they were going to go far in October, right? So I think this year is like a cleansing. Let's cleanse out what happened like last year, and let's start fresh, and we'll go from there. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think Padre fans should be encouraged for this upcoming season? Like, not like, oh, here we go again. We're going to be the number 2, number 3 in the West.
I think this should be a good year for San Diego I think why we have so many fans in attendance is just the players on the field where we have a team that we could put out there and compete. That's why I feel like, and it helps with the names, right? You want to see these big names on the field hit the balls. These are like, why people want to watch them. But long run, as we have a team now that we can compete, and we can still compete in the future. And I don't think this team is going to go anywhere. I think we're still going to go look for the postseason. That's everybody's goal, of course. But I think the Padres from last season to this coming season is let's go and feel comfortable. Let's get a 90-win game season or even more, right? And let's just go.
And not to make like excuses for our star players, and I know like every team has like had to deal with the same new rule changes.
Yeah.
But the pitch clock really affected Manny, and I think it's good that he's got a year to be able to adjust.
And real quick about that, they changed it again. So, again, we'll talk about more on the different podcasts about the whole new rules and all that, but yeah, I feel like everyone had a fair chance of the clock and all that. But for sure, Manny got affected. One of them got affected with him.
Would they put us to opening day in Seoul if they didn't think we were a top market?
No, yeah. So, Hey, I think as fans, no need to worry about the Dodgers. No need to worry about the D-backs or division in general. Just go out there, take it one game at a time. We have 162 games still. It's not cut. It's not extended. But play the ball. Play the game that you played when we made the postseason. And I think we should be just okay. But other than that, I think
that covers it.
I mean, let us know what you guys like to here, and I know we have our website up already, so they can blog
Any
up.
questions? And have a happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, guys. Let's go Padres, huh?
Go Pods.